Hi everyone, I'm Professor Siti Mazlina from University Putra, Malaysia. Let me begin by introducing myself. I'm Professor Siti Mazlina from Department of Process and Food Engineering at Faculty of Engineering, University Putra, Malaysia. And also I highlight here my emails. And today I will give lectures on the title of Utilization of Industrial Food Waste for Human Uses. Let's begin on the lecture today. I have 5 content for my lecture today, which I will start with the introduction on food loss and food waste. Next, I will discuss on waste management in food industry, followed by type of industrial food waste and potential products. And also, we'll briefly discuss on food safety assessment, and finally we'll discuss on recovery technology. So let's begin on the lecture today. Okay, let me give you a little bit introduction on food loss and food waste. Based from Food and Agriculture Organization of the United Nations, it stated that annually 1/3 of the food produced in the world for human consumption get lost or wasted. These food loss and waste occur across the whole food supply chain. So these problems is a global concern and also a challenge to food security, natural resources, environment, and also for human health. All these key factors or all these challenge is obstacle to sustainable development. Let's look in detail the terminology of waste, food loss, and food waste. What does it mean? Waste are unwanted or unusable materials, and these waste can be food waste. Food waste based from Food and Agriculture Organization, as stated that we divide it into 2, food loss and food waste. Food loss refer to a food that decrease in quantity, which means that they decrease in mass, and quality, the nutritional values, which was originally intended for human consumption. While for food waste is those food which need to be discarded and not fit for human consumption, mean that it's spoiled food. We cannot eat it anymore, right? While for food industry or food processing waste are those the end product that we obtain from various food processing industry that have not been recycled or used for other purposes. While for food byproduct is a secondary product obtained as a result of manufacturing of the main food product. Okay, as we know that the population is increase every year. So due to the increasing of population, this also will increase the waste problems. So it become a global issue. A major contribution to the global economy is from the agri-food industrial sector. Therefore, these also increase the food waste generation. Food industry generates large amount of waste or byproduct from variety of sources. Because a lot of food being manufactured. So there's food and drinks, there's mixed production, and so on. So these many of waste are not utilized or discarded, lost, degrade, or consumed by pests. So these creating the environmental problem to us. Right. So this large amount of food is being wasted throughout the food supply chain. First from primary production, which is we got it from agriculture phase. And also we got this waste from manufacturing industry and processing, distribution and sale of food products, preparation, serving of food in commercial and domestic environment. Okay. Depending on the raw materials, type of raw material being processed, type of product being produced, and production technique that we use in the industry, the emerging waste differ from one to another different parameters. Right. So let's look on the food supply chain. There are 6 major processes that involved in this food supply chain. The first one is agriculture production and harvesting. From here, from this process, it creates farm losses or farm waste. Next processes that create also food loss and waste are from post-harvest handling and storage. Yeah, this is during storage. Yeah, during handling all the product, we got these loss and waste. The third one is from manufacturing, the processing in the food industry. Yeah, during that processing or during packaging, we will have the food industry waste and byproduct. So today, we focus on this part, the waste that come from manufacturing processes. Yeah, number 4, yeah, is from distribution, 3 from retail, and the last one from the consumption, either from our house or from restaurant or from out of home. Yeah, we also get waste, or we call it consumer waste. Right. So food processing industry generate vast volume of biodegradable waste arise from food and drink supply chain. Waste that contribute from food processing industry mainly from primary production and post-harvest, as well as from processing and manufacturing. Food processing waste possesses specific characteristics such as large amount of organic materials, which it can come from or in the form of lipid, protein, carbohydrate, as well as bioactive molecule. Yeah, so let's look on this in details. Yeah, right. What are the impact of these waste that come from food processing industry? As we know that byproduct and waste generation are having an impact on environmental, economy, and social sectors. To the environment, these contribute to greenhouse gas emission. We want to reduce this problem. Yeah, right. So many of these materials are not utilized and end up in landfills, where they create serious environmental problem due to the microbial decomposition and leachate production. In some cases, the byproducts are burned to remove fungi and parasite. From the economic point of view, yeah, the adverse impact is due to the cost related to the handling of solid waste in landfill. So the management of large amount of different degradable material poses a challenge to all of us. It's a global issue. Right, so now I'm going to the next section, which is in terms of waste management in food industry. As you have seen previously that, from food industry, we create a lot of waste and loss. So we need to do something, which is through waste management. Right. So waste management is the collection of all thrown away material in order to recycle that. To ensure to decrease the effect on our health, surrounding, and environment, to enhance the quality of life. So there are guiding principles that we can use, which is, we call it waste management hierarchy. This waste management hierarchy help food manufacturers to prioritize waste management practice in order to handle waste in a sustainable manner. Right, so let's look on the hierarchy. Yeah, the first one, the most favorable option is to reduction, then reuse, recycling, recovering, and the least one is disposal. Try to avoid to go to the disposal, the lower option. Yeah, try our best to do it the most favorable option, which is reduction. Right. Food industry waste management technique can be classified into source reductions, recycle or waste treatment for value-added product, and eco-friendly detoxification or neutralization of the undesirable component. And the third one on waste recovery. Yeah? So efficient management of waste is to reduce the cost production of the processed food and also to minimize the pollution hazard. Right. So therefore, we use this concept, which is concept of 4R. Yeah, reduce, reuse, recycle, and recovery. So the ultimate goal of this concept is to attain utilization of waste while minimizing the environmental problems. So what are the benefits in reducing food waste in manufacturing? Yeah, can increase productivities and profit by reducing food loss in the production. So manufacturer will invest less into ingredients or other product components to produce the same amount of output. Can also offer intangible benefit to the company. Yeah, for example, food manufacturer can improve their brand reputation. Right, reuse of waste. Usage of any product itself without changing its form and composition. That's what it means by reuse of waste. Material reuse, such as the conversion of unusable food waste and byproduct into fertilizer or compost. Yeah, reuse waste means less waste has been collected. Yeah, for example, I provide you the example there, which is the broth was made using bone from chicken processing plant. Yeah. When the bone was spent, we sent them to the fertilizer company, which were able to turn them into a garden fertilizer. Right, so now waste recycling. Material recycling means that food resources are key within the food supply chain as food or animal feed. For example, I've given 3 examples here. The first one is from the production of orange juice. Yeah, we can get orange peels, the byproduct. Yeah, which are valued for the flavor zest, give a good flavor. These can be utilized back as a natural orange taste ingredient. Yeah, so we adding back to the orange flavor. The second one is whey. It's a byproduct from dairy production processes. Can be also recycled into high value nutritional dairy protein ingredient. The third one, use of spent grain from beer brewing processing into bakery products. Right, for waste recovery, yeah, these include anaerobic digestion, incineration with energy recovery, gasification and pyrolysis, we produce energy, for example, like fuel, heat and power. Right, the example is methane gas. Yeah, methane gas can be recovered from decomposing organic matter from food waste. Right. So we have the waste management. Of course, we need a regulation on this. Yeah, appropriate waste management play an important role in the growth of food industry. The industry are interested in innovation to obtain zero waste. Yeah, where the waste generated is used as raw material for new product or for other application. Therefore, if we refer to Europe waste legislation or EU waste legislation, they have highlighted this waste framework directive, which highlight the waste management hierarchy in descending order of priority, which is waste prevention, reuse, recycling, other recovery, and disposal. Right. So why food industry or byproduct? Why we want to use it back? Why we want to utilize it? Because of these food waste byproduct present interesting characteristic. They have huge amount of carbohydrate, protein, lipid, and bioactive compound. So this compound, this interesting characteristic, we can recycle it back, use it back to produce other product. Yeah. So therefore, we need to strategize to reduce the food industry waste as minimum as possible. So to do that is we utilize the waste. So let's see, before you utilize it, let's understand what type of the industry waste and what are the potential products from this waste. We can classify this type of industrial food waste into 2, yeah, from plant-based waste and also from animal waste. As you can see from the slide, yeah, the plant waste, the major waste that we can get from plant-based waste is from cereal industry, from roots and tubers, from all crop, fruit and vegetables. While for animal-based waste, we can get from fish processing or seafood processing, yeah, fishery industry, and also from meat and poultry as well as the dairy industry. So all these plant waste and animal waste, yeah, will give a lot of other compound that has high value. For example, that I've highlighted on the compound that we can recover from these waste, which is bioactive compound, which we can get the phenolic compound, oligosaccharide, organic acid, which is like lactic acid, succinic acid, which we can use for pharmaceutical product. Dietary fibers, dietary essential fatty acid like APA and DHA, these can be used to, for milk, for example, instant milk. We can adding these values in the instant milk, and also in the protein hydrolysis. So all these components give high value added to be other product, whether you use for product or you use it for pharmaceutical or healthcare application. Right. I give a few examples where can we obtain these food industry waste or byproduct. Yeah, the first one, example of solid waste. I forgot one thing. The waste that I've shown just now, from plant-based waste and also from animal waste, that the category, we also can categorize this waste into solid waste or wastewater. Yeah, also in terms of liquid. So let's look on the first example. I give example waste from cereal, and this is flow chart of the process flow is for wheat milling process. As you can see here, when we want to produce flour, wheat flour, it comes from wheat. So it goes through some of the process. And you see that during milling, we have a waste of byproduct, which is, we call it wheat bran. This wheat bran have high quality of mineral, still have mineral. So we can recover this mineral, yeah, for other application. Well, the second one, the second example is from fruit and vegetable processing. I've shown here the process flow diagram of juice production from fruit and vegetables. Yeah, so you can see on the process flow that we obtain a lot of waste. This example is for orange juice. Yeah, so we can get peels, orange peels, and other things from that, which from there we can get or we can obtain the bioactive compound. The last one is to show you the previous two examples on solid waste. Yeah, from the waste. Yeah, now we can also obtain wastewater from fruit and vegetable industry, because in the process of fruit, especially on the juices, yeah, we dealing with lot of water. As you can see that there's a lot of washing, so we can have lot of wastewater, which sometimes they still have high value compound in the wastewater. Right, so let's move to the other one. Are these waste safe for utilization? We know that they have lot of compound that can be used back, but are they safe? So therefore, we need to use food safety assessment. Yeah, food waste can contain potential pathogenic nature, organic residue, high water content, and physical and chemical contaminants that may be threat to our health. Yeah, so therefore, the secure utilization of these high added value compound as for food additives or supplement in nutraceuticals and biomedical are a critical issue. So therefore, we need to have an evaluation of the suitable recycling and manufacturing processes that guarantee their suitability and consumer safety. So evaluation of safety and quality of food waste or byproduct utilization must be guaranteed as is intended for human and animal consumption. So according to, I also highlight here on the EU regulation regarding food safety for human consumption, modified or new foodstuff based on valorized byproduct should also comply with the establishment requirement. So this is some of the studies, yeah, that we are required for the food safety assessment. The first one in terms of physical, chemicals, and quality studies. So this is some of the characterization that normally been conducted, yeah, to, for the safety assessment. The first one, normally we characterize the moisture content. We need to determine the moisture content, acidity, ash content, and color. And also in terms of nutritional analysis that include fiber, carbohydrate, lipid, and protein content. And also some specific study for particular applications such as solubility, texture profile, water holding capacity, or oil holding capacity. So this depends, right, what product that you want. So sometimes we do this analysis. Or other evaluation of the nutritional qualities such as protein, lipid, carbohydrate, fiber, volatile compound, and mineral content. Right, so why we did this analysis? Because of, we know that moisture content has been determined for almost all the cases in food waste. And the presence of this water normally is more than 80%, especially in fruit and vegetable processing. Yeah, so these, when we have a lot of water content, this is a favorable condition or environment for the undesirable microorganism to grow. Yeah, so we try to avoid this. Therefore, many processes apply when they want to utilize the food waste. They need to involve drying. They will use a lot of drying process because they want to reduce this water content into, less than possible to 12%. Right, but at the same time, you need to be careful when we do drying. Sometimes it will affect the quality of bioactive compound. Yeah, so you need to be, select the proper temperature for the drying process. Okay, the next one is in terms of color and texture profile. This is also one of the important characteristic profile that you are required, for commercialization of the new product, and also associate with safety and quality of the food. And another one is in terms of pH that used as indicator of the content of free fatty acid. Right, so apart from that, we also need to conduct microbiological testing and analysis of food. Microbiological testing of food is the examination of the microscopic organism in the food. So for example, micropathogens such as bacteria, yeast and fungi need to be taken care, as well as these may be harmful. So I have listed here some foodborne pathogen microorganism, as I stated there: E. coli, salmonella, yeast, mold and others. So we need to test the food, make sure that quantify these microorganisms, whether we obtain it in the food waste or not. Right, so normally for this microbiological study, salmonella is being accessed in most type of materials, and other bacteria like Listeria and E. coli also been assessed. However, at the moment, no legislation has been specified establishment for the reference values that allow determining the suitability of the obtained byproduct. The reference is using the regulation limit for original material. Normally, we refer to original materials, from which the byproduct are obtained. Plant-based byproduct, especially fruits, nuts, grains, seed, and others non-perishable food could develop undesirable microorganisms if the post-harvest conditions are not adequate, failing to fulfill the standard or quality. Right. The next one is in term contaminant assessment. Contamination of food product is an issue also in the food industry. So it has many hazardous substances which can present in foodstuff, usually constitute an important risk for consumer health even at very low concentration. So therefore, we require methodology to determine this, to allow the determination of the low levels at which they can endanger consumer health, and efficient procedure to avoid their presence on the final product. Right. So the use of food waste, the manufacturing of the new product and application of different processes can generate concern to the environment and also to the food safety. The final product quality and safety should be carefully assessed. The transfer of contaminants from raw material to the product must be evaluated, as well as generation of new hazard substance or their enrichment during food product processing. Okay, so now we know that we need to do the assess the safety. The last part is, what are the suitable technology to recover these high value compound? So you need to think on the recovery technology. So I have listed here the key technical development factor, or the key recovery technology that currently being used or being studied. For example, we need to conduct pre-treatment drying. You need to use dryer. And also, when you want to extract the bioactive compound, we use green extraction technique. For example, subcritical water extraction, supercritical extraction. What else? Greens or solvent extraction. And you can use microwave extraction or ultrasound extraction. Or we can use membrane technique. There are many techniques for recoveries that we can use, right, to obtain all the high value compound before we use it for the food application. So I give another example. This is another example to list out for solid food waste to recover it. In terms of product valorization, we can obtain it through distillation, extraction, absorption, and so on. And for, let's say that you want to have energy recovery, we can use gasification technique, pyrolysis technique, combustion, and also on fermentation. Right. So we come to the end. The summary for all my lecture today. Food industry waste and byproduct are abundant. We have a lot of amount of it. And present represent an inexpensive materials. Low cost, right? Consider as source of bioactive compounds such as peptides, protein, lipid, prebiotic, polyphenol, and vitamins. So the production of additional and novel food additive or ingredient from food industry waste may create economic reward for the industry and contribute to reducing some nutritional problems. However, it is necessary to assess the quality and safety of the product for the suitability and safety for consumer. Yeah, and also it is necessary to find adequate pre-treatment and processes to extract and or isolate those bioactive substances. For most suitable procedure from the point of view of cost effectiveness and yield to obtain the bioactive compound or other high value product. With that, thank you everyone.